Okay. So let's see if we can. There we go. Okay, I hope everyone's had a great day. I am sorry for the last few weeks I have had to cancel. I have another job and sometimes it demands that I stay late. So I need to know where I'm going to start. I used to do this every week. I'm going to start back to doing it every week. But what I want to know is, does everybody know how to set a buy stop and a sell stop? Put it in the chat. If you don't know, then let me know and I will go over that portion. No. So everybody knows how to do it by stopping this. Okay, I see those yeses going up. I have been doing it, but not with confident about it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Good. Okay, good, good, good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 out of 14 and 1 maybe. They say yes. Okay, Sadie. Okay, no. Anybody else? Yes. Okay. I know, because I don't want to go over something that everybody already knows. If not, I'll just go start with the calculation. Does everyone know how to calculate US 30 and GER 30 pips? Do you know how to calculate those? No. Okay. No. Absolutely not. Oh hell no. 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 Okay. You think so? Okay. No. Okay. So that's, I think, where I'm getting the most no's from that one. I think I'm going to start with how to calculate gold, how to calculate US 30, how to calculate GER 30 pips. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that presentation up. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up and I will share in just a moment. Okay, everybody knows how to calculate pips from regular pairs other than gold, excuse me, and the other indices. Yeah, I can't say that word for some reason. Okay, did everybody see my screen? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right, we're going to start with gold. I used to do this presentation for Dr. Kathy, but I stopped for a while. I'm going to use a part of this presentation, and then what I'll do is I want to go over, does everybody know how to do the compound interest spreadsheet? where you grow your money from your account starting with a certain amount of money? No? Trudy says no. Okay. Anybody else know how to use the sheet? Because if you don't, we'll go over those two items. I agree, but I believe I understand the concept. Okay. Shannon. Okay. Nadia, she does understand. Patrice does not. Okay. No, yes. Okay. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to go over how to calculate gold, US 30, GER 30. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the compound interest spreadsheet. And then after that, I'm going to stop the presentation. And this is my first time coming back in a while or whatever to start training again. I will be on next week again to train on different things. So the ones who do not understand buy stop and sell stop, I will go over that next week. That presentation for buy stop and sell stop is about a 20 to 25 minute presentation. So I will do that next week. This week I'm going to go over goal calculation, and I will go over the spreadsheet. And then what I'll do is at the end, if you have basic questions you want to ask me, I have been trading with Dr. Kathy for about 2.5 years. So I've made money in the market. I've lost money in the market, but I've made a lot too. And I know how to do most of the concepts that Dr. Kathy teaches on. If you have basic questions about them, I will answer them. That's why I'm only going to do just those two things so that I can leave time for you to be able to ask questions if you need to. All right, so let's get started. Let me remember how to work this thing. Okay, so goal calculation. If you already know how to calculate pips, and you should, if you don't know how to calculate pips at all whatsoever, when I get off of this presentation, please inbox me and or inbox Shantae, and I will do that as one of the presentations in the future weeks so that you totally understand how to calculate pips. So I'm making the assumption that everyone knows how to. So we're going to sell gold. Buy gold. I'm sorry, we're going to buy gold. And we're going to buy it for 10 pips. Okay? You're going to use the first and the second number behind the decimal place. So if your entry price is 1200.54, the 5 and the 4 is what you're going to use to calculate your pips. So if you have 54, you will add 10. Sorry, I'm a little rusty here. Okay, you're going to add 10. And that is going to give you 64. So your take profit would be 1200, because you don't mess with this side, 0.64. That would be your take profit if you want to get 10 pips for gold. So right here is where I have that also. If you want to calculate your stop loss, for training purposes only, I use a 30 pip stop loss. Okay, so the 30 pip stop loss, you would go back to your original entry price, which is 54, and then you would subtract 30, and you would get 24. And you take the 24 and place it in the first and the second slot behind the decimal place, and that would give you your stop loss. Now, there's a couple of exceptions, a couple of things, extra rules I need to tell you about when you're calculating gold. What am I about to tell them to you? Just let me see somebody put something in the chat. Oh, hi, how you doing? Okay, so if this number, where's my eraser? if this number goes above 99, then you're going to add 1 to the number to the left, which is 1200. If this number, the number that's behind the decimal place, goes below 00, then you're going to subtract 1 from the number on the left. Okay? You have to do those two things. All right. We're going to move on. Well, I'm guessing we are. Uh-oh. All right, so let's talk about USOIL PIP calculation. So USOIL, you're going to use the first and the second number behind the decimal point. So if you have an entry price of 58.92, you'll take the 92. And if you are buying and you want your take profits, you're going to add 10 pips to 92, and then you're going to get 102. Now, when you get a 3-digit number, you can't put all 3 digits behind the decimal place, so you have to break it up. What you do is you take the 1 and you add it to the number to the left, which will give you 59. You take the 02 and you replace it with the number behind the decimal place, which is right there, which will give you a take profit of 59.02. If your sell take profit, you would go back to entry price, 92, because that's the number behind the decimal place. You would subtract 10, which would give you 82, and you just simply replace the 92 with 82, and that would give you your take profit, 58.82. It's that simple on USOIL. Now let's go to the indices. As soon as my screen will pop up, there it is. All right, so when you're calculating US 30 and GER 30, use the first and the second number before the decimal place. Now, no, depending on who your broker is, it may be different, okay? But as a general rule, that's how you calculate US 30 and GER 30, is using the first and the second number before the decimal place, okay? Also, understand that the first and second number behind the decimal place is normally used for scalping. That's just FYI. But when you're calculating your pips, use the 2 numbers before the decimal place. I'm gonna do a couple of examples for you. All right, so US 30, we'll start with that. The example entry price is 26690.00. So 90 was the first and the second number before the decimal place. So 90 is where you're going to start your calculation of your pips. You want to add 10. That's going to give you 100. So remember what I talked to you a few minutes ago. You have to take that 1 and you're going to add it to the number immediately before the 9, which is, I guess, the third number behind, before the decimal place. And then you'll take the 00 and you'll put it where the 90 is, which is right here. So when you add 1 to the 6, that gives you 7. You add the 00, which gives you 700.00. So your take profit for a buy will be 26700.00. That would be your buy take profit. Now, your sell take profit would be the same. You're just going to go back to entry, you'll use the 90. Again, you'll take 90 and you'll subtract 10, giving you 80. You'll take the 80 and just replace it. Place it in the first and second slot before the decimal place, giving you 26680.00 as your take profit for your sale. If you were wanting to do a stop loss, you would calculate the same way, except for, of course, when you're buying for your stop loss, you would subtract, and when you're selling for your stop loss, you would add. Let's talk about GER 30. So it's the same way. You're going to use the first and the second number before the decimal place. Okay. So we got 34. You're going to add 10, which is going to give you 44. And you just simply put 44 in that slot. And you get 1.2544.00. If you're selling, you're going to take the 34 because you go back to entry price. You're going to, oh, that was an add, y'all, sorry. You're going to subtract 10, and that's going to give you 24. And you'll take the 24 and place it in the first and the second slot before the decimal place, giving you a sell take profit of 12524.00. That's simple. Okay. All right, so that's how you calculate pips for gold, oil, US 30, as well as GER 30. Do you have any questions before I move on to the next part of this presentation? You can unmute or you can put it in the chat. Can you please do oil again? I think I missed something. Yes, Shannon, I will. Let me go back. Okay, so we have, I'm gonna recalculate this. Give me a second. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, so we're at US oil. You're gonna use the first and the second number behind the decimal point. So if you have an entry price of 58.92, you're gonna take the 9 and the 2 to calculate your pips. So you'll take 92, and if you want to do a buy, you're going to add, so you're going to add 10. That's going to give you 102. So what you have to do, because you have 3 digits as your answer, you have to take the first digit, which is the 1, and add it to the 58, which is the number to the left, which will give you 59. Excuse me. Then you take the 02 and you add it to, you place it in the first and the second slot behind the decimal place, which gives you a buy take profit of 59.02. You only have to do that method if you get a 3-digit number. So for the sale, let's try the sale. You go back to your entry price, which is 92. And you, and then you're going to subtract 10. That's going to give you 82. All you have to do is take the 82 and you're going to place the 82 in the first and the second slot behind the decimal place, giving you a take profit of 58.82. Did you catch it this time, Shannon?
I'm really feeling like, just let me think about it for a minute. No.
Okay.
I think when you said, because when you said add it to the last 2, and I'm seeing if we're adding AU to the last 2 after the decimal, I'm still trying to figure out how do we come up with 2, but you're just replacing it, not necessarily adding.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You only add the 10. You only add the 10 or subtract the 10 from that number.
Right.
And then once you get that answer, you just stick it right behind the decimal place and just place it.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out how to add it up, but I got it. Thank you.
Okay, not a problem. And anybody that's not actually getting it, it's okay. I'm gonna be on every week or whatever. I'm trying to do Thursdays, but I can't guarantee. Okay. I have to talk with Shantae a little more because I am having huge conflicts on my job. So, but I'm gonna do it every week though. Okay, so I saw somebody put something in the chat. Give me a second. Can you show the calculation for scalping GR 30 and US 30? Yes, I will. Give me 1 second. Y'all, this is, okay. All right, so if you're gonna scalp, I'm gonna make up an entry price, because if you try to scalp what I have here, you won't really get anything. Well, I'll do it. It'll work out still the same. Okay, so the question was, they want to talk about scalping it, okay? Scalping it is just the same way as calculating the pips for it, except for you're going to use a different part of the entry price to scalp, okay? Now, I'm gonna be very honest with you. Scalping these type of indices, I can't say that word, but scalping US 30 and GER 30, I mean, they make you a lot of money, okay? So if you're gonna scalp it, you're not gonna get the full bang of it. It's easier to scalp regular pairs versus scalping US 30 and GER 30. But I'm going to show you how you would do it though. All right, so you would use, okay, Trudy, but I'm still going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it, but just know that, you know, it's probably not something you want to practice per se. And if you are, definitely go on your demo account a few times, because depending on your spread with these particular indices, you may lose money. Okay, so just try it in your demo first. Okay, do not do this in your real account. All right. All right, so we have 0, 0. Instead of using the first and the second number before the decimal place, you use the first and the second number after the decimal place. If you're adding, you're going to, if you're buying, you're going to add 10. So you would just 0, 0 plus 10, of course, is 10. And you would just take that answer, 10, and place it right here. And that would be a scalp. And that is a small scalp, but it's a scalp nonetheless. And if you're going to sell it, you would go back to entry price, which is 0, 0. And then you just subtract 10. Now, if you have 0, 0 and you subtract 10, you have to go backwards, which means you have to adjust the number, the third number also. I mean, the one number before the decimal place. So subtracting 10 is going to give us 90. And then we would take the 90 and put it in this spot right here. And then we would have to adjust this number to be 79. So it'll be 79.90, okay? That's what you would have to do for that. Do you understand, Trudy, how to do it? Okay, okay. All right, so are there any more questions? Okay, I see some more. You're welcome, not a problem. Just make sure you do it in your demo first. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. Okay, so now I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet. If we don't have any more questions about all US 30, GR 30, gold, and the PIP calculation for that, I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet. And those of you all who joined late, I kind of took a poll. And we kind of decided I was going to go over US 30, excuse me, GER 30, US oil, as well as gold PIP calculation. And then we were going to go over the spreadsheet. And then after that, I was going to take question and answer. Now, if you want to know more things like buy stop, sell stop, if you want to know how to calculate the regular pairs, I will be doing another session next week also. And I will go over those things, especially if you'll just make it known, just in the IBUILDLEGACIES chat, just make it known that that's something that you want to see, and I will do my very best to help you. I'm trying really hard this time not to make it cookie cutter, because I've done this before, and I'm talking to the ones that just gotten on. I've had about 10 or 15 people hop on. I'm trying not to make it cookie cutter. So I'm trying to tailor it each week to what people actually need. I don't want to continue to do stuff that people don't need. But if you need me to go over some stuff that I've already gone over, I have no problem doing that at all. Okay. All right. So let me get out of this. Give me a minute to boot this up and pull up the spreadsheet for you all. My computer is running slow. I have not forgotten about y'all, I promise. Okay, let's see if it'll let me share this. I'm guessing. Okay. There it is. Okay. Let's see if I can share with you all. Give me a second. All right. Does everybody see the spreadsheet? Okay. Yes. Okay, great. Great. Okay, so I am going to question you have about Forex trading. For those of you all who have just gotten on, and I've seen a few more people jump on, I have been trading for about 2.5 years, and I have made money. I've made money, and I have lost money too. Okay, the spreadsheet that you see in front of you, I actually did this. I took $10. That was like, I wanted to have this testimony, and I have other accounts too, but I did have an account where I was going to make sure that I did this. I took $10 and I placed a trade with the one lot size. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to move it out the way so I can see. With the target of 10. And what I used was I used the lot size of 1, and I'd had a 10 pip target, okay, which gave me $1 for 10 pips. So $10 to $11. Now, and sometimes it's a little off from there. It depends on the spread of the pair that you use. I'm sure that some of y'all seen that sometimes you get 10 pips, but you don't get the full amount because you have to pay the broker. And for those of you all who do not know, every trade that you put in starts in the red. Okay, so you have to pay the broker first. And as you can see on 7/1/19, this particular person placed 9 trades and ended up with a total of $15. Okay, and what they did was they used a 0.01, and each time they did 10 pips to grow the and after let's see, after 46 trades, you end up with $94. After 90 trades, you have $807. I actually grew this account all the way up to the 520, and that's where I am right now. I'm at 520. Now, if you wanted to do the $50, it's the same way. What you're going to use a 0.3, using 5% of your account. You start with $50, use a 0.3, 10 pips. And you one trade at a time, ladies and gentlemen, one trade at a time. And it is tempting. Now, with the indices, US 30, GR 30, make sure that you have at least $1,000 in your account, okay? Yes, it is. You're right, Shannon. It is. It's tempting to do more than one. Don't do it. I promise, okay? I've blown accounts, okay? We didn't have ECC 11 when I started, okay? All we had was the charts, and we had to learn to read them, and Dr. Kathy would try to help guide us and train us, okay? I do know how to do the money line very, very well. I make a lot of my money using the money line, and I even check the money line against the ECC 11 strategy, okay? So those are the strategies that we use in order to make our money. But because of the pullbacks and news, if you put more with these smaller accounts, if you put more than one trade in there at some of these lot sizes, you won't have an account anymore because it will take all of your money. That's what an account is. Okay, so far, does anybody have any questions about the spreadsheet? I am willing to answer questions on the spreadsheet now to make sure that I'm being kind of clear, because this is my first time kind of explaining it, and I want to make sure that I'm clear. It's one trade at a time, 10 pips, depending on what your account balance is, will determine what your lot size is. And if you have a $10 account, and I've done it, it's 0.01. I have grown the $10 account. It can be done. I promise you it can be done. But it takes a whole lot more patience than somebody that has a $1,000 account. Patience, it pays well, okay? It can be done. I'm all the way up, I believe, about $500 and something right now. I think I'm in the middle of a trade, and once it pays out, I'll probably be right around $600 in that particular account. Okay, may I ask what the money line is? Okay, Lynette, give me 1 second. I am going to tell you what it is. One trade daily. No, I think it's Sadie. I'm bad with names. Sadie. It's one trade at a time. Okay, so let's say you put a trade in the morning, it hits take profit at noon. You are free to put another trade in that day. Or if you put one at 2 a.m. and it hits take profit in an hour, you can put another trade in. Do you ever adjust the target return percentage from 5%? Okay, I think it's Nadia. You can, okay? When I started trading, what we used to use is 10% of our account. So if you had a $500 account, you did 0.50, okay? A lot of blown accounts doing that, okay? The pullbacks could not handle it. So that's why 5% is pretty comfortable, because you really only want to trade with 3 to 5% of your account, okay? And you want to treat your account like If you have a $500 account, you want to treat it like it's a $250 account or whatever, unless you have one of these smaller accounts, like a $10 account that that you just trade it with just 5%. And you have to do it that way because 0.01 is the best you can do on any account. Okay. I have adjusted mine to more than 5%, even once since I was in my bigger accounts, but that is after 2 years worth of trading. Experience is a good teacher, and I know how to read the charts pretty well, okay? So just be cautious. All right, Lynette, back to your question. May I ask what the money line is? Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all what the money line is. I'm gonna tell everybody what the money line is on this thing, but if you IML TV, I promise you, you will get ignored. I promise she will not respond to you, okay? So be very careful about that. The spreadsheet is only for current currency pairs, but if you use the indices and once your indice hit take profit, let's say you're at $41 and you get a take profit and it takes you all the way to $67. Then you just start at $67 and continue trading. Okay. I haven't forgotten about the money line. I'm going to show y'all what it is, and I'm going to show you how to read it. I'm going to do the Cliff Note version. There's more to it than that, or whatever. And if Dr. Kathy authorizes me to teach you how to trade using the money line, I will. But I'm going to give you the Cliff Note version because you asked. But first, I have to ask who is everybody asked all the questions they need to ask for the spreadsheet. Any more questions about the spreadsheet? Because I'm going to change it. Okay. All right, let me go. I'm going to stop share, and when I come back up, I'm going to have my charts up. So hold on. Okay. All right. All right, can everybody see my chart? I know it's really weird looking because it has all of my thought process on it, but all right. Okay, so if you can look through all the noise that I have going on my charts, and I'm gonna try to see if I can clean it up real quick. Just give me a second. Where can I find this recording? I do not know, but Shantae did hit record before she got off, and she released it to me. So this is being recorded. What I would do is ask Shantae, you can put it in the chat, and she'll be able to answer you. All right, so this green line right here is the money line, ladies and gentlemen, okay? This green line right here, and I know that it's a lot of noise on my chart, but you just got to bear with me, okay? This money line tells you where price is going, okay? It will tell you how long it's pretty, There's some calculations you can do to find out how long it's going to take price to get there. Okay. But that's a whole nother training on a whole nother day. Remember, I'm doing Cliff Note version. So it just tells you where price is going to go, and it's a mirror effect. So what you have to do is you have to find where it is, and then what you're going to do is you're going to draw it backwards. Okay. So right now price is right here, and then it comes down, it goes up, and then down, up right here. So what I would do over here is the exact same thing. I go, okay, it's going to go down. Then I know it's going to go back up here, and it's going to go down a little bit more, and it's going to go back up. It's going to go dip down here, then it's going to go back up, and it's going to consolidate right in here. Then it'll drop, it'll go down, and it'll drop all the way back down here. So I know that price is going to get back down here. That's what I know. I just have to be patient and let it do it. Do its thing. Okay? That's why the money line is powerful. Now there is some more to the money line, because there's certain things you have to know, because there's other parts of the cloud that are very important too. But what you find out about the money line is that it tells you where price is going to go. It tells you when and where, okay, that price is going to go. Any questions so far?
Yes, Roshon, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
So based on how you just drew that, if you're at you're drawing price, a line from where price is back to find the next, the previous low of the money line?
It can be the previous low, or where
if it's in a
is it
sale.
just going. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, okay. So with the money line, and it has to be in motion. It's a whole lot easier when it's in motion. But if it's pointing down, and like I said, this is a Cliff Note version, y'all. Okay, there's so many more intricate details on that. If it's pointing down and it's below the cloud, and price is going to go down. Okay, then all you do is go to your next low, which will be right here. That will be the next low, and that's where price is going to go. Okay, but once it gets there, it's going to pull back up, because it went up, and it's going to come down, it's going to consolidate. Once it finishes consolidating up here and hitting that high again, it's going to drop back down again, right back, right below that low, that prior low. Okay, so pretty much it tells you where it's going to go and how long and when it's going to take to get it. So if you'll see, sometimes, let me erase some of this. Sometimes you'll see, now I'm probably need to show you on a different screen, but let's try it. Let me see if I can do this. Sometimes you'll see Dr. Kathy, she'll kind of measure it. She'll kind of look and say, it's here. She said, she'll say, let's wait. That's because she's trying to wait for it to get out the cloud so that it can get over here. And that way she'll know what it's going to do next. But remember, there's a part of this cloud that shows you that it's going to consolidate. And so like I said, it's so many different things. I mean, this particular trade, the way it's set up, it's going to consolidate for a while, and then it'll make its move. So I would look left over here. I'd go all the way over here to the other side and look left, and I'd see where it consolidated before at this particular spot. When I found that, then I would know exactly what price is going to do. Okay. Okay, I saw some people ask some questions, and I know that this is confusing because, so it actually, yes, price repeats itself. This is a man-made market. Price will always go back to where it was. Always go back to it. That's why you always hear Dr. Kathy say stuff like, I'm not getting out, because Dr. Kathy's not concerned. She knows it's going to go back there. It's just a matter of when it goes back there. And her accounts can hold it. Or whatever. And I've been in trades. I've been in a trade for over 3 months one time. Made a lot of money. But but I knew that eventually I was a negative for a month and a half. But guess what? When it turned around, and I made good money. Oh no, my nerves are too bad. Patience. I'm telling you, patience pays well. So it literally duplicates itself. Yes, the market literally duplicates itself. You can find, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Stephen Lindor. but I learned under him a lot when I first started trading. And he can go, all he does is go look left, he looks all the way back in the past, he sees what structures look the same, and then he puts it in the future. And it does it. It's that easy, like literally. And it takes some training, some eye training to do it, but it does. That's how people make small accounts react. Yes, because you know where price is going to go. Now, account management is good with it too. But yes, you know where it's going to go. Because all that stuff that I drew over here in this section right here, all of that I drew is the future. And I know where it was going to go. I have a problem knowing when a trade is about to reverse. Okay. That's going to come with market structure. Okay. His name is Stephen Lindor. Okay. So you said I have a problem knowing when a trade is about to reverse. That comes with structure. When it breaks, because you have to know support and resistance, which is supply and demand. When it breaks the low or when it breaks the high, then it's getting ready to reverse. That's how you know. And that will be with Dr. Kathy's nephew. He's really good at market structure. Market structure is a part of it. So what you have to know is that there's no easy fix to it. ECC 11 is very good, but a lot of times when people like Dr. Kathy, myself, and others are trading, we're thinking about all of these different entities. Where is the market going? What's the money line look like? Where is it on the cloud? Has it hit the high? Has it hit the high 3 times or has it hit the low 3 times? Has it gone below the ADR or above the ADR for the day? We trained our minds to go through this big checklist and check all that stuff out. And if it all matches, then we get into the trade. So Dr. Kathy's done it every day for almost 3-4 years now. So she's really good at just glancing at it and knowing exactly what's going to happen. Any more questions or comments? And like I said, this is the Cliff Note version. I wouldn't go out there and try to trade on what I just said, okay? Especially not in a real account, okay? Because you only have part of the information. You have just the basics, just enough to be dangerous, okay? Any more questions or comments that I can answer? Okay. I am claiming that I will be me as well. Oh, that will be me as well. Me and my cloud and the glaciers. Yes, and it does get easy. It does get easy. Like I said, I've been able to make lots of money doing it. It does get a lot easier. Is this recorded? I just signed on. It is recorded. You just have to get with Shantae to get the recording. Okay. I never give permission out to give out these recordings. I always leave that up to Shantae and Dr. Kathy or whatever, because if there's something that I've taught on this that they don't want publicized, they won't release it. Which template is this? This is a Roshon made template. It's just regular Trader's Way, and this is called Beat the Market Makers, and I put some stuff in there of my own, but it's called Beat the Market Makers, and I like it because it tells me candle time over here. It tells me the average daily high and the average daily low. It tells me, you know, the ask and the bid, the spread. I like all of that information up there so I can see what's going on. And it gives me these boxes, these little Asian session boxes. And I like those. I'll beat the market makers. That's the template. All right. Well, are there any more questions, comments, or concerns? If not, I'm going to actually get off. If y'all get back on with me, have questions, or stuff that you would like for me to go over, then feel free to do so, and I will oblige. I'm okay with that. You're welcome, Linda. So I'm gonna let you all get off since we don't have any more questions, comments, or concerns. If you have questions or if there's things that you want to know, you're welcome, Angela. You're welcome, Shannon. Just put them in the chat or inbox me or Shantae, and we will be glad to help you. We'll do everything we possibly can to help. You're welcome, Trudy. You're welcome, Pam. Michael, you're welcome. You have a great weekend also. Goodbye, everyone. You're welcome.